To what extent does her voice affect how people talk about things like divorce, co-parenting, and financial obligations? In particular, what does her voice add to these issues? The answer's Halle Berry, a talented actress who won an Oscar for her amazing acting in movies, is usually in the news for her incredible performances on the big screen. However, recently, she's been making headlines for something much more personal: the child support payments she makes to her ex-husband, Olivier Martinez. Exploring the situation, celebrity divorces often grab people's interest because they want to know what's happening behind the scenes. But let's dig deeper into the situation between Halle Berry and Olivier Martinez. What's the real story behind their child support agreement? And what does it teach us about the challenges of co-parenting, especially when you're famous? Details of the agreement. It's been almost 8 years since Halle Berry and Olivier Martinez first separated. Recently, court documents published by USA Today have given us a peek into the details of their agreement. Halle Berry and Olivier Martinez, who share custody of their 9-year-old son Maceo, have now settled their divorce. However, what's particularly interesting is the arrangement they've made for child support. Financial arrangements and co-parenting dynamics. Imagine this scenario: Halle Berry, a famous actress known by people all around the world, agreeing to give $8,000 every month to her former husband to support their child. But that's not where it ends. Berry has also promised to give a little over 4% of any money she makes above $2 million. This means that if she earns a lot, she'll have to give even more to support her son. Now you might wonder, why would someone as famous and successful as Berry need to do this? The custody agreement between Halle Berry and Olivier Martinez unveils more than just who gets to spend time with their son Maceo. It shows how they're choosing to navigate their roles as co-parents after their divorce. They've decided to share both legal and physical custody of Maceo, which means they'll both have a say in important decisions about his upbringing. This decision reflects their mutual dedication to being there for their son and being actively involved in his life. Yet, what's really fascinating are the smaller details within the agreement. They've meticulously planned out how they'll divide their time with Maceo, even down to the weekends and special occasions like birthdays and holidays. This level of detail suggests that despite their separation, Berry and Martinez are committed to ensuring that Maceo's life remains as stable and consistent as possible. It speaks volumes about their desire to prioritize their son's well-being above all else, even amidst the challenges of divorce. Deeper personal insights. In addition to the legal parts of Halle Berry's child support agreement with her ex-husband, there is also a deeper and more personal part. In addition to the legal parts, this is what's going on. By looking at the honest things she has said in the past and the present, you can get an idea of what she thinks and feels about the subject. This is true whether the comments are about now or in the past. It's especially interesting that a post she made on Instagram in 2021 has been taken down since then. This particular case stands out as an example that is especially important. Within the context of this post, Berry made a passing reference to the emotional stress she feels because she has to pay child support. During her speech, she talked about a lot of different topics, such as fairness and financial responsibility, which led to conversations about these important issues. What made Berry not want to keep her experiences to herself, and instead want to tell everyone that she knew about them? To these questions not only show more about the feelings and complexities involved in the legal agreements, but they also show how people are feeling about the situation. Reflections on Berry's experience. As we continue to read about Halle Berry's life, we need to stop, think about the bigger picture, and give ourselves some time to reflect. We need to do this. It is important for you to know that famous people like Berry get divorced, as this is often a big story in the news. This is also something you should know. On the other hand, even though this issue has gotten a lot of attention, there are real people who deal with a wide range of feelings and issues every day. So what can we learn from Berry's story about how to raise children together after a divorce, especially when everyone is looking? It's possible to think that the drama that happens in these kinds of situations makes it hard to see the real people who are the subject of the stories. The reason for this is that the media often pays a lot of attention to divorces involving famous people. Still, if we look at Halle Berry's path, we can see that there are real feelings at play as well as real problems that need to be solved. We can see this to be true. Why is this important? What can we learn from her experience that will help us understand the difficulties of co-parenting, especially when your life is often in the spotlight? But when we think about Halle Berry's life and all the things she's been through, it's easy to get caught up in the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. In the end, though, she's just like everyone else. She faces the same problems and enjoys the same benefits of being a parent. She's the same as everyone else. So the question that comes up is, what can we learn from Berry's experience about how to deal with the ups and downs of co-parenting, especially when everyone is watching? Finding inspiration in adversity. Even though Halle Berry has had a lot of problems in her life, her inner strength shines through. Imagine going through not one, not two, but 3 divorces while simultaneously being the center of media attention all the time. Do you think you could handle this? Think about what it would be like to handle everything on your own. Berry's love for her children has never wavered, no matter what has happened. But since Berry's experiences happened already, what can we learn from them? How is it possible that other people who are going through similar things could find inspiration in her story? The unbreakable bond between parent and child. The child support agreement that Halle Berry and Olivier Martinez have reached is more than just a legally binding document that is intended to assist them in meeting their financial obligations to their children. It is also intended to help them meet their obligations to their children. As a result of the fact that the agreement is not merely a piece of paper that must be adhered to, this is taking place. The bond that exists between a parent and their child is one that cannot be severed without effort. This concept, which illustrates how complicated modern family life is, demonstrates the connection between the 2 aforementioned concepts. The unbreakable bond that exists between a parent and their loved one is symbolized by this bond, which is a representation of that boundless bond. In light of the fact that we are currently considering her journey, let us make use of her unwavering determination to propel us forward. The narrative of Berry serves as a reminder that even in the most difficult of circumstances, there is always a glimmer of hope and possibility. This is especially true when things are extremely difficult. This is something that people find to be especially helpful when they are going through difficult situations that life throws at them. Outro. In conclusion, Halle Berry's child support agreement exemplifies the strength of a parent's love amidst adversity. Her journey underscores the complexities of modern family dynamics, offering inspiration through resilience. Despite facing public scrutiny and personal challenges, Berry remains steadfast in her commitment to her children. Her story serves as a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, there is always light. Let us draw strength from her example and embrace the possibility of a brighter future. Subscribe for more uplifting stories and share this message of resilience with others. Together, we can overcome any obstacle.